Namaskar, I'm Saksham Meena, third year, Medical Ayurvedic undergraduate, Institute of Medical Sciences, Banaras Hindu University. Growing up as trans women in a country like India. Being a female is so tough in a country like India. Now you can assume how tough would it be being a trans woman. My life struggles began when I was born in Gwalior. Though early childhood was fun, people celebrated me, accepted me, family cherished me instead. Everyone was like, he's childish, he's kiddish, and being feminine was considered something normal when you're a child. For a mature man to behave effeminate, to be feminine, to be a certain way is looked down upon, no matter how confident, capable the man is. Gwalior went by, my father got posted in Jaipur. Back in 2012, when we shifted to Jaipur, my life unfolded, took turns. My confidence got undermined. I got admitted in a very good school, well reputed. I thought people would be very accepting of me. People would love me. People would celebrate me. Means empower the better version of myself within myself. But this was against the expectations which I never really expected. The teachers, the students looked down upon me, bullied me, called me names, would come and feed me up. Oh, why you do this? Why you have such actions? Why you're this feminine? Why you have such postures? They used to tell me that you need to change yourself. Deep down, I felt, should I or should I not? But because we can't change our personalities, right? We can amend it, we can modify it, we can mold it, but we can not change our gender identity. That is something we are born with, right? But having to live in that same world, I had no choice but to accept. I accepted the reality, tried my every inch, tried my every core to change, to adapt to the world, to let them accept me. Means I was fighting for their acceptance in a school like, I shouldn't say the name, but it was a very good school. And I fought 12 years in that school for my existence. But still, I don't think that school would be accepting someone like me. I want every school to accept someone like me because our lives began in childhood, and childhood is an age. It's like a clay. You get molded in whichever form you want, which I wasn't in school. I molded myself while the school didn't. Sections changed. I came in 9th standard. 9th standard, option subject selections came. I chose Sanskrit. It was a subject qualification for 9th standard as per CBSE board, which selects a certain group of students who are meritorious in general and who excel in academics in particular. So I got selected. Having landed in 9th standard, I felt that people would be intelligent, accepting, more lovable. But against my honor of acceptance, people were selfish. People were mean. People said cruel things to me, treated me as if I'm someone suffering from untouchability. I felt very low about myself. Having my confidence undermined yet again, which I still go through every phase of my life. People keep doing that, undermining my confidence. But what I do is, I accept myself. I embrace myself. I admire myself. Having landed in Banaras Hindu University makes me even proud of that. 9th and 10th, worst years of my life. There were people who were obviously not accepting me because they had some guilt about me. I don't know why, but they didn't accept me, even for the 2 years that went ahead. Came 11th standard, again section change. I don't know why these schools change sections too much. Whenever sections change, I meet new people, more undermining, more bullying, more sufferings. 12th went by. Then I was preparing for NEET as I had biology. NEET preparation year, very tough. But before proceeding to that, I was in 11th and 12th. Digitalization came in, mobile phones, everything came in. A rainbow, a cloud of LGBTQIA community flourished within me. I found a new way to explore myself, found new friends, explored, loved, felt a feeling of being out of the Almira I was capped in, for the 18 years of my life. I loved how 11th went. I explored my sexual identity, my gender identity, LGBTQIA. That's what I wanted to know. My LGBT friends, my community, though my father didn't like this. Having to know that, my father was a bit against this. Why is my kid so much evolved into these communities? I started bunking classrooms. I went into so much into the LGBT community that I forgot I had a life way more than this. I have my own existence. I did explore LGBT community at the cost of my studies, which was bad. I went ahead, prepared for NEET, but then somehow November 2019, LGBTQIA pride came again, burned and ignited the fire of being someone like being queer inside me. I went to Delhi. The very first time I went out of Jaipur was when I went to Delhi. I, seeing all the trans women gays, I saw something inside me that I'm like them. I want to do something. I want to do something for the community. I want to be a name. This changed me. Trust me, the Delhi 2019 November visit changed me. I came back to Jaipur, yet again prepared for NEET. I was really, really enthusiastic about NEET, not because of the fact that I wanted to be a doctor, but because of the fact that I wanted to leave my home. You see here how desperate I was to leave my home just to live the life that I had always wanted. In a country like India, for the life that you want, you need to leave your parents' home. More often than not, I often remorse about it, that why do people have to do that? Can't people simply be the way they are in the realms of their families? Why are families not accepting? Leave about families, even my school wasn't. 8 January 2020, I was pretty underconfident about my exam, not knowing what would happen. NEET exams went delaying it dates, May, August, September. Dates were getting delayed and delayed and delayed. 8 January 2020, I went to meet a friend. It was a date actually. My date got cancelled. I called another friend. I was so disturbed. So I thought, let's go to a park. We'll chill around. That day, my true real existence, I realized. Before that, I identified and made a settlement to myself that what my gender identity is. I confined myself to a criteria. I started liking boys, libido came in. So I felt I'm gay because somehow I needed to land in some criteria, right? I needed to fit in a box because ultimately that would only make me ultimately settle for something. So I realized and made my peace with being gay. But, which I wasn't, because being gay and being trans are two entirely different things. Being gay is about being a man and enjoying a company of other men, while I was the trans. I identified myself women way before liking a man. That's what trans women is. So, realizing that, I met a boy on that day. He loved me to the core. He made me realize that I'm the woman. I'm a woman in my own self. And that, Saksham, you're not Saksham, you're Sakshi, you're my Sakshi. He called me Sakshi. He called me, you'll change, you need to change. If you don't become the woman that you truly are, no one deserves the chance to be. He was a phase, he was my destiny. He was destined to be, mold my life, give me pathway. NEET came, I flourished, landed up in BHU. 2021, started. I came to Banaras, not knowing what, again, would gonna be happen with me. Banaras was pretty exciting, though I started transitioning, having procedures done, becoming more and more feminine, getting more and more confident. People often say that कि Banaras aate nahi, Banaras bulata hai. Banaras truly called me. Banaras changed me. Banaras brought the inner girl in me. Banaras not only just changed or modified my gender identity, it also changed me as a person. Started visiting Ganga Ghat, sitting by the Ganga, visiting Sankat Mochan over and over again every Tuesday, Saturday, having prasads. Banaras truly changed me. Transition went ahead, but one question that was still with me, that I didn't find the love which I was entitled to. Yet again, what's the reason that I'm not receiving love? Am I different? I always ask me, do I not deserve love? But then I realize, if I accept the fact that I'm trans, and is it going to be the reason that I'll not receive love? That will be counted in veiled violence. It is a hidden violence which you, me, everyone faces. We face this veiled violence every day. We accept, we normalize, we get used to it. The trauma that we bear, we thinking that it's normal, it's usual, and we must accept it. And we think that we don't have any choice but to accept it. And that's when veiled violence comes into play. It comes into play in several aspects. Being a being from a different caste, people make you feel low about yourself. Being from a different race, people will make you feel about yourself. Being from a different complexion, appearance, people would ultimately make you feel low about yourself. Ultimately, I realized people are going to make you feel low about yourself. They'll always be there for you to give you free advices rather than giving you consolations. I realized लोग तसल्ली देते हैं, साथ नहीं, अकेले ही लड़नी पड़ती है जिंदगी की लड़ाई. I realized. Ultimately, I realized क्या कहते हैं, the day we are born from the birth, in the school, we face this while choosing careers, our families pressurize, why aren't you as competent as this one? Why aren't you good enough as this one? Parents want you to choose a career as per your choice, as per their choice, hamper you with the responsibilities, lag your back, and you need to choose a career which is against your will. That's where veiled violence come in. Husband and wives, husband goes to job, comes in frustration, expels that frustration on wife, wife clearly obeys it, accepts it, not knowing that she has any other alternative to change it. Because that's what veiled violence is, right? Veiled violence, accepting, normalizing the inner emotional thoughts. That's what veiled violence is all about. The thirst for veiled violence causes 10 times more deaths than physical violence can ever do. Veiled violence causes you lack of acceptance. You don't accept yourself. You form rigid body. You get used to the trauma that you're suffering. You get used to the hunger of living the life that you have been living over the years, and you accept it and keep living it. That's when you're wrong. My dear, don't be resistant. Start existent. Right? My dear, love, learn, fly, stand, fall, and then stand again. Because that's what life is. I have lived it. If I ever had a choice that, if I wanted to be had I been born as a boy, had I been born as a biological girl, would I be happy? But no, life would have been so much boring. I explored. I saw both the sides of life, right? I loved myself. I be resilient. I was convinced by my acceptance, my love for myself. I looked in the mirror, told myself, I am the best, better than the rest. Take a Eno or Pudin Hara if you can't get it digest. Right? That's what you say to yourself. That's what you are. That's how you accept yourself. See, people will come and feed you up, make you feel low about yourself, but you'll have to accept yourself. Acceptance is the key to further future. I would love to tell each and every one of you, this is your life, this is your opportunity. Thank you.